5 days of rations, granted. Mark down 5 days of rations.
So I had 5 originally, so 5 total.
But you used them up, and you had to loot them.
So
had to loot them because you guys didn't have you didn't have a choice.
Okay, that's good. I just want
Considering
to make sure.
what you're encountering, it's been problematic.
Yeah.
Why do I say here I have 50 jerky?
What the fuck do you have? 50
What did you jerky?
50 jerky.
Yes, I saw it.
You really does have 50
I am prepared.
You already cooked up the Dragonborn.
Apparently.
What the fuck is 50 jerky?
Alright, so...
How much of that do you want me to erase? And I'll put down 5 rations.
Take off 20.
20? Okay, so I'm at 30 jerky.
That's still way too much jerky.
What the fuck?
This
Well,
gnome
for
is
a
prepared.
gnome.
He's
Yeah.
little, so that'll last him a while, you
No,
think?
He's like,
like
here's my
50
steak and
pounds?
jerky.
I think
Like,
45.
Is it little or is it big? You don't know.
Apparently it's been in the
45.
Dragonborn, so it's big.
Okay.
It's like 45
See?
pounds.
34, 45 pounds.
Yeah.
The jerky weighs more than him.
It definitely weighs more
Wait,
than
half
we've
off.
been in here so goddamn long. I am now 50 years old.
you change your age.
So I kind of look human, but
I would keep it
Slightly
at 48
curved
actually, just
Or
to
slightly curved.
know
Oh, yeah.
when we started.
yeah.
So it's staying at 48. Till
Okay.
I know when that way I know how old I was when we started this.
I'm more exotic that way. A little bit of this, a little
You
bit
are.
of
5 rations instead of
Jay, charisma check.
that.
Not
He
20.
is
Nat
That's
20.
20.
You're starting to feel reverberations in your head. They're familiar, and not in a good way when you're in this ballroom. You don't see them paying any attention.
Okay. Do I have any idea what it represents?
The voice that attacked you guys before.
Oh. So it's trying to attack me again.
Right, you start to hear. You don't hear words yet, but you're hearing murmurs.
Alright.
Do
I
these
know if
voices
he
at all?
he
You
had
would
it?
have You would have known it, but you didn't sense it. You
Okay.
sensed it all those nights.
But I know he
I
had
don't
had
wanna
that
sense
issue
it.
before, though.
The two of you successfully defended.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to know if I
You
was
would
aware
know,
of
and
it.
you would know and immediately identify. You two successfully defended.
Okay.
I'm getting mentally attacked again, Basil. My head's
So you
starting
know
to
it's
hurt.
from that deep voice that took out half the party.
Start singing.
I will start singing. I'll sing the
Just
piano
something else
guy.
to concentrate on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just see if that
Focus.
helps.
12! Apparently, my head hurts too much right now.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's not a bad roll, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
getting... Oh, you know what? I gotta remember I have that, too.
I say to the Tiefling in Abyssal.
To the Typhling? I thought you were
Typhling.
Dragonborn.
He's
You
Tiefling.
switch that too.
Yeah.
Both.
I have
Will you
bardic...
pay attention?
I can remember I had my bardic inspirations. So I
Fuck
can
it.
add
You
to-
said it 15
Go for
times.
I don't know if you have Abyssal.
So
It's
make
a
that a
language.
17.
I think that's usually what Tieflings
Would you say
speak.
natural 17?
No, total of 17 instead
Total
of the
17.
12.
Did you? I didn't know if you did languages for
I
yourself.
have languages, yeah.
No,
I don't know
I mean,
if I
mean
did the
him.
languages.
Oh, yeah.
Roll it.
You get common automatically,
Yeah, I knew that. I just don't know if I did that.
and I think you get.
That's a
another
good
one
roll
that
for
I
you.
you
get 2 of them. I know that. I just forgot to
For
actually
who?
do those.
For
I
when?
just assumed
For that
one.
That's a
Oh,
good
Thank
roll.
you.
you're welcome.
The voices are clearing out of your head. You're not sure why.
Okay.
The echo is that of your own music.
I'm going to assume my music's working.
Are
Say it's working.
you guys focusing on his music? Are you focusing on
I'm
the
going
music, or are you
yes.
looking around? Yes? You're
Yeah.
focusing on the music?
Well, I'll
Yes.
sing with them, even though it might be
Alright.
out of tune.
I don't know the
So
song.
I'm
All right.
17 now.
Alright, next check. For next check, you'll each have an advantage. You can use it when you want.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. Advantage, you roll. You
Twice?
can roll 2d20
Okay.
instead of 1. You take the better result.
Okay.
Obviously, you're not going to be able to keep doing it, so
Yeah.
It was just something I thought of. Just
No,
to,
you're fine.
No,
you're
something
fine.
to concentrate
Just
on.
Yeah.
concentrate for a moment.
You may be wise. that you join us, and we'll help you get out of here.
It's better to stay in the closet.
Yes, it is.
Maybe you'll remember who you are too the more you get around.
Something put you here, I'm guessing, and it's not.
So what he remembers his name and basically that
That's
he's a
it.
cleric.
That's about it. And just the
Okay.
Alright.
slowly.
He's slowly becoming personally aware again. He's going to remember more over time.
Correct.
Okay.
I know this. This is about how much I know.
I think
The
the
box.
admin was a
Out of character, Judge. So
Okay.
Third edition or fourth edition.
So he has a magical. So he has a magical.
class that I had.
So it's going to wear off over
That
time.
was,
Yeah.
it was,
So what do you
Avenger.
do, Damien?
It's kind of like a mix of a fighter.
Like, oh, you don't remember.
No,
So
that's
basically, so as you're
That's
reading,
what you know.
so you're reading your sheet out of character, but in
Correct.
character you're like, and that I think
He's seeing
I
these
think
holy symbols,
I'm-
maybe.
I think I'm.
The holy
this,
symbols
that.
might trigger him,
right.
and I'll point one out as
Yeah.
Holy symbol. You
That'll
reach
work.
into your pocket. You
or if
have
he's wearing an
something.
amulet or something.
Amulet,
If I
something.
know,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be like, that looks familiar.
Well, that's a
Okay with
13 plus 16 religion check if I do see a holy symbol.
Yeah.
We can make it common if he doesn't have it written down. So that's acceptable, Jack. That's fine.
Yeah.
So what god is it out of character?
What God is? I forget exactly what it was. It was one of the darker ones. I know I did that.
I'm gonna say, so you're a follower of so and so?
Sure.
So and so.
So.
You know what I always wanted to do? I wanted to follow. I think I did do it, but it didn't last long. Follow many gods, and then like the mummy, I
Yeah.
have all these
Oh.
amulets for everybody. I'm
Oh,
just
more
trying.
towards, like-
Whoever's gonna answer, you know.
I was debating doing it a little bit different, where basically the God just keeps giving me powers to leave him alone. I thought about doing it that way.
Well, you could always Shar. I know does trickery
I'll do it that way because I was focused on that.
because that's the domain that the cleric gets
Uh,
a Shar and
I'm going with trickery anyway, so that would actually make sense.
what's that?
There was one that was it Char that was really the trickery.
Yeah, because that's her domain.
Oh no, I'm thinking luck, and that was like Tamara or something.
Tamora.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Tamara.
Tamora. That's the
Luck.
halfling goddess.
Yeah,
of
that
luck.
was luck.
Yeah, whatever one it should be, whatever is trickery because that's the route I'm going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shar was the goddess of trickery.
I'll write down
Hey,
if that
guys.
comes up again.
All right, so we'll bring Chad along. Since
Chad.
he doesn't.
Chad.
Chad, come on, Chad. Since he doesn't know his name, he's Chad.
Well, he does.
That's the one thing I know is the name.
Oh, you
He
did.
does know his name. and
Did he
knows,
tell us?
Damien.
Damien. Okay, Damien. You're no longer Chad.
No longer Chad.
Come on, no longer Chad. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm trying to see if they actually have it in here for the deities.
I wasn't sure I could
I
find
am
it.
so rusty that it was easier for me to just start looking this shit up.
Dude, I was like doing this earlier. I
Oh,
should-
here we go.
What you got?
Tamora, which is interesting. Bashaba, Oladharma, the Traveler, Gargulgar,
Think
Loki.
of what
This all
Being-
Oh, so
sounds
tomorrow is a trick
being the night.
extra one
Whatever one is
Golden
the
Knight.
trick.
I thought that was one of her
Maybe.
things.
Do you have a thought of what you might be doing today in the process of your day?
Okay.
Or do you want me to work you into what, like a typical work day would be?
I'll let him go.
I should do it.
Because
Okay.
Yeah. Get them in as fast as possible.
No, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and
I got it.
just
As you guys are
rolling.
double checking the book, I
Yeah.
just figured. Okay. All right. So, midday, and you are.
What time is it now?
It doesn't matter.
It don't fucking matter.
Midday, and you're summoned
Oh, there
to
you go.
the general's quarters. Okay. With
yeah, sure is.
Joe,
Right.
that works.
Two other-
We'll go
with
with
two
that.
other,
It's easier to remember that when I wrote it
same
down.
squad.
Just make sure.
You are good aligned.
You
though,
watch the
You're not
Yes.
evil.
one side
Yeah.
of the
Okay.
If
town
anything, it might be
for
chaotic neutral.
Chaotic is all
anything
good.
out of the ordinary.
Like I said, I
raiders,
think it was
suspicious
chaotic
merchants.
neutral. I
It's
don't,
all
I don't
good.
tend to go
Okay,
crazy
that's
with it, but it
process.
gives me the ability to just
This bores you.
mess with shit.
Sometimes I go a little.
But
Exactly.
a job's a
Here's
job
list of
until
the
you
guides
can
I've forgotten, right?
move further along,
So you
so
can-
then you can
It's the names,
um,
and then over here is like
figure out how better
whatever,
to
yeah.
align
If
your
you ever
powers
wanna
with what
join
you
in,
want to do.
And create a character.
Right?
It's all good.
I did.
No, she'll be coming. It's
No,
coming.
I mean other than a familiar.
Right, she'll be coming. Yeah, she'll
I'm
be
good.
coming.
Okay.
around the mountain. wouldn't
So you can let your familiar out,
Yeah. Well,
coasting the countryside to help, and checking the riverbed to make sure that the, that doesn't see anything suspicious, and it also gives you
I'm okay with
practice
that.
in developing the
More
range.
on the, acting arts
So
and
you can
poetry.
have independent conversation.
We
So
made
that
it simple and more
you
visual.
can use eyes and ears from anything.
No,
that
I know you
if
did that,
the-
but you did a lot of poetry.
Your familiar's
or-
far enough
or
away.
Acting.
No.
No,
Cherry
wasn't
pick
that-
it
Just
up.
to make sure,
So you'll
should
know
I write
about
down the
mentally.
symbol just in case you
Okay.
want to play along with that?
Yeah. Just
Um,
be on the safe
Don't be
side.
teasing me.
So-
with that fucking book ass
Black
book.
distance cycle border.
Your summon's quarters.
See what I'm talking about?
So you
Don't
would
be
gather
teasing
your,
me with that
so you
fucking
would
book.
retrieve your familiar. So, back in your
My Pokeball.
pouch, basically Pokeball, yeah, and that back in your pouch. The general's there, and says, "It's been quiet recently, and we received notification From
everything just so it actually makes sense.
the
Yeah.
one of the
That's
great
what it is.
wizards
One of the things you
And
need to do
that
for all your
has
shit that you write
requested
down,
Yeah,
page numbers.
a
I'm going.
Oh,
squad to
it's a big help.
It's gonna
Head
be like
to
right
this
now. There's a
tower.
lot of stuff. I was just like,
because there
okay,
is
let's
an
move on.
important reconnaissance mission. and
I'm trying to actually
needs
dive in a little bit better
different,
to the role playing
um,
aspect of it.
Okay.
Because last time I know I
different
did,
knights,
I was trying to
different
get used
people,
to
different
it.
types to go for this
This guy makes
retrieval.
weird noises when he
Okay.
talks. It's not fair.
A very close friend.
You.
Very
So you make
strong
weird
friend
noises. It makes sense because then you know
is
when
in
you're
need of
communicating
assistance.
around
Give
versus
you
when you're
guidance.
actually in the game.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
I can't do
So the towers to the north, it oversees the grounds. Usually it's vacant. Usually the wizard's not there. It's one of his many domains.
I just wrote that.
many,
I should
like,
put it on a different page,
domains
but
that
I'll
he
find
visits. You know
Your
that he's
book
really
might be different,
powerful.
too.
it. My book was a little
And
different because I was looking for
it's
like what was
part
that
of
thing?
your
It's gonna be
personal
different page.
interest
At
that,
the end, if you look at the
um,
very, well, it might be there
that
too. But
he's
I
there.
looked up deities
Maybe
in
you
the back.
can-
That sounds like you were roles.
he's there.
creatures,
Maybe you
stats,
can
blocks,
get more.
multiverse.
You can politely ask for more information. You can politely ask for
It's not
something
even
else
happening here anymore.
because you're ready to grow, right?
Yeah, looking at the
So,
I looked in
That's
the
You
good.
have a fighter with you with a tower shield, and a fighter with you with a longbow, and yourself. So you're to set out immediately over the afternoon. Okay. So,
It's weird
Do you
if it wouldn't
have
it in there.
any
Also,
questions
I don't want to spell
for the general
DEI?
general's quarters?
DEI, yeah.
Yeah. D-I-T-I-E-S.
Have a character, you don't have to overcome it.
Yeah. How long does it take to get to the tower?
It would take
I've
you
not
about
seen it, dude.
an hour's travel.
I don't think it's in here.
Let me see.
Am I expected to come back to this
Like
post?
I said, unless it's underneath.
I was not given that information. We'll make other other arrangements with other shifts if need be. But
Weird.
whatever the Great Wizard needs,
That's what I
we
mean.
for
Why
surely
would it-
provide
Unless
because
it's-
then he grants us
Try
protection.
that, huh?
Okay. No further questions.
Okay. Feel free to set out right away.
Yeah.
If extra
So you got
if
me
extra
saying
resources
you're
are
starting
needed,
bitches?
take this additional 25.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah,
That's
and I have
weird.
this
It's
on
not
record.
I did take a look at
What's
this.
that?
I have it on record.
Oh, right now.
Yeah, so we'll just record the
You're more than
audio.
welcome. I have
But
nothing
that's
marked
why I
yet, so
have
you're
this
good.
video so
I'll
far
end
that I
up putting
can
like
edit
see
it.
what
That's
the
why
lines
it's
are
it.
at some point.
So I can create whatever.
Okay.
I can't see it.
Anything else you can think
Yeah.
of you would want to do
These are
to
super
grab
cool.
while you
They give her
are
grab those one.
in
These things are cool.
Yeah, they were
the
pretty cool.
while you're in the ground?
Yeah, that's.
I was just
Yeah.
looking for one. She was like, here. I'm like, you know what? Here, I'm
You're
gonna grab
grabbing-
like cheap
okay, so
ones.
you
I bought
grab
some. I forgot to
your-
grab
There are
those,
so
but-
many.
So you
And they're
grab
told here,
that
we'll pick out some
stuff.
cool ones just to have.
And
There's
then
just
that's
so many
to set
dice
out.
out there. It's
Then she picked
ridiculous.
these out. And like when you roll it, they have glitter that pulls.
The
Uh-huh.
servants have also
Yeah,
the horses.
that's
at the moment.
fantastic.
Okay. Your two squad mates.
But even when I was in
Logan and
the
Oliver.
cleric section, I didn't see anything about.
Are
I
waiting.
know you do, because even in the game,
Okay.
I'll just get you to pick one too.
Yeah.
Which
So-
would be weird
Okay.
based off of
Right
that.
there, right there.
Okay. Head out.
Oh, I thought it was cool people.
Alright. Roll me a d6 for travel.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just so I have it.
Hardly cloudy day. You're not noticing anything out of the ordinary. Alright. Traveling up. Small talk, but the three of you are nervous.
What the hell?
Right. As you approach the tower,
Hero 4.
you're going to notice that there are other
It's weird.
horses there.
Like I thought it was weird.
There
I was looking around
are,
when we were messing around. I was looking at that too.
Yeah.
Two horses.
When you said it, I
And
was
there's
like,
another
what are they again? Because it wasn't.
They came from
I
the
didn't think it
direction.
was in the book.
And at the door at the bottom base of the tower, you see hooded figures. Okay.
Where's that site that I kept creating
So-
my own character figure
Roll
for?
Yeah.
and
I might actually find
perception
it.
check. You're gonna roll the d20.
I would not have gods in here.
Seder. Fuck is that? Backfold.
2 plus, yep, 2 plus 2 plus 1. 3. So 12. Okay. You recognize the clerical order once it comes into greater focus. So there are other magic users doing something. You don't know exactly who they are, but you recognize the garb. Okay. You come up, dismount. There's posts to tie off horses. Okay. Upon the three of you dismounting, and the party of clerics just look at you. They don't say anything.
That's got
They just
their ass
politely
kicked by the
nod.
Yankees
and,
yesterday.
Like
What's that? Oh.
they don't
It was game
seem
1
to
of the
be
series.
saying
Yeah.
anything.
So hopefully we take
Bottom
the
door
next
opens. There's a gnome,
Yeah.
and he's dressed as a butler. Yeah, very sharp. And
I think they're playing now. 2-2. top
he
of
looks,
the eighth.
Check Appendix B.
and he says, "Come in here."
Appendix B. Where's that?
And
It
that
says,
and-
multiverse. It's one of
Oh,
the.
yeah.
It's
Cleric
it
looks
says something
and
about
gestures
multiverse. I think it's
to the
my
three of
favorite.
them.
This is creature stat blocks. Appendix B.
Opens the door all the way. Come
You're
this
looking
way.
for something that
Right.
says something about
1.
multiverse.
And he disappears
Here's the
inside.
multiverse.
The clerics
There was something in
follow
there.
in.
Talks about different planes.
Logan and Oliver look at you and kind of
Should I
shrug.
read what I just saw?
And that
2-2. Make
I
it
just
one.
read. It was just someone's like Reddit post.
Going in.
It says God's the
Okay.
multiverse.
As you go in,
Appendix B.
and
That might
You don't
actually be
immediately
your book,
see
not
anyone?
that one.
you just see stuff sitting about,
Yeah.
and you hear clambering up the steps. So you start to head up the stairs. On the second floor, further north, overlooking the mountain, is a porch area. There is the Great Wizard. Okay. Robed, he has a bunch of components in front of him out there.
Yeah, I don't.
There
I don't
are
think this book actually has it in.
other tables set up, and everybody's standing there, kind of like in like a semicircle. And you'll see the gnome trying to get the attention of the Great Wizard. And he stops what he's doing, and he turns around. And he looks very stressed, very distraught. And he says,
Kind of weird, but
6.
maybe
And he
not.
looks at me.
Maybe it
He
was just
goes,
something that they just
6
deemed
is
as
what you
100%
brought me.
necessary. You
He
just
goes,
look it up.
And you hear the gnome go, "I'm sorry, it was as fast as possible. It was as fast as possible." And he's
I
bowing.
thought that
he's
would
backing
be
up.
important
He's
for,
like, "I'm sorry, sir.
for
I'm sorry,
like the
sir."
cleric and
And
I
then-
don't know.
And he
Yeah, it
looks
would be
to the 6 of
important.
you and he
That's
goes,
what I
"Come, come, come." And he waves on.
Luckily, I did not have a
He
general
straightens his
idea,
robes.
but it's just weird that it's not there.
Yeah, that doesn't
And he
make
says-
sense.
It'd at least make a little
Very
more
well.
sense
He
if it was
says-
like in the subclass for like in the
Great.
subclasses and it had a list of them.
I have,
for both of those,
as
if they
well
don't
know,
include everything.
other great
It's kind of
wizards
strange to me.
with me, and
It
we
is.
help keep balance
Weird.
for the realm, to keep you all safe, to allow you to provide security for others, and
Yeah,
make sure
that
law
appendix B is
is
for this book.
maintained.
That's what I thought.
Yes, he's in.
Yeah, appendix
Okay.
B, Gods of the Multiverse.
So,
Yeah. This one's saying
as
whatever.
such,
'Cause this actually has
there's
all the realms in here. God realms, Grey,
Jarly,
Dragon
he
Lance.
points to the note,
What is
Yeah.
should
that?
have
What's that?
prepared packages.
Book.
Our handbook.
Oh,
Take each of your packages,
the 5th edition one.
Yeah.
and
It-
I
it-
will start.
It talks
Adore.
about it, but it doesn't
Yeah.
really say.
We
Not
have
much
a
about
great
the gods.
He
need
doesn't have this in his version.
after
Yeah.
a terrible battle.
It talks about the multiverse. It talks about the different realms, but it doesn't actually say
A
about the
very
gods
strong
itself.
ally of mine
Yeah.
has been overcome with
Let's
madness,
say if you want it, what?
and his
outline
lost
I could
what-
find
items
the
that-
now, though.
if in the wrong
We need the
hands,
internet for a reason, though.
could
Yeah.
doom
First levels.
your
For
domain
certain
here
things,
and others.
that's something I probably
It will
want to
send
put
a
sticky
crack
note in here
through
just for
reality.
reference later online to find that.
Can I count on your support?
What the hell?
English.
For speed
It is, but I don't understand it.
You know, you do, pause.
What other
response.
language is that?
The ones
I
that-
forgot to do that.
Need to
So
look
you'll
up.
say,
Sorry, my drainage is really bad.
They
Is
have
everybody else like nodding
SRDs,
and like
FE,
agreeing
this is
like
5th
with what he's
edition.
saying?
They're really
Or is
helpful to
everybody else
us.
just like
Yeah.
kind of listening?
You just type
Just
in
SRD.
everything, yeah. 5th
everybody but
edition,
one cleric.
Okay.
that has like everything usually.
There. I'm
You
just
just
smart.
type
I
in-
should write this in.
I'll look at
Yeah,
it and I'll say
because I
yes.
use it's called
Okay.
PFSRD because we play group
Logan,
Pathfinder
Oliver,
instead of
yes,
Dungeons and
of
Dragons.
course.
It's the same thing basically,
first two clerics.
but
It's just a website.
and that-
yeah,
yes,
it's just a
of course.
website. Yeah, and then
The
you
third
just,
one,
Okay.
yeah,
takes down
and
the
then
button.
you can do like searches or like deities of and it
Short,
usually-
red hair, awkward looking.
They even
says-
have stuff that are not.
I don't think I can be away
It's
from
like
my
they call it
home.
third party stuff,
Involved
which
in
people create and shit.
Yeah, they, like I said, I was
And
on D&D
boom,
Beyond, and
yeah,
that's,
he's
that's
like-
how I did this one.
Okay.
To quickly
He's
do
like-
it, it has
yeah.
all third party stuff. A lot of I unchecked, and I tried to like, make sure
A
it was
great
just fifth
challenge
edition. I'm sure stuff's will keep
as
track
such.
anyway, but
Okay,
And
D&D
protection
Beyond might be pretty good. I
needs
never actually looked at that site. You don't have to pay for it or anything.
Greater
Yeah,
resources.
There's probably stuff on you had to.
You are not
Yeah.
one of the great resources.
Whatever I was messing with.
Be gone.
Okay.
Charlie, remove them. And the cleric puts their head down in shame. And Charlie goes, come, you must leave. And is like, kind of like, pushing
Why does this
the
sound
cleric
like
down the
screen
steps. Okay?
Sorry.
There's tables
No, you're fine.
with packages. Charlie
We
stops.
figured all your stuff
He goes, package. Take the package. And pushing, like, shoving down the stairs. You hear a stumble and you hear a splat. You hear, ow. And Charlie starts yelling, leave, go away. You're not wanted.
Oh.
That was just rude.
So,
Never heard of
package. Okay.
That's rules expansion.
I'm not quite sure. Oliver takes
That's
it
what I
and
was
goes,
How big
Is
is it?
that yeah?
Yeah.
It's about, it's a longer pouch like this big.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oliver goes like this. He goes, minus.
I forget what I thought.
Create a character by the marketplace.
Okay.
Discover map, subscription.
I want
Oh yeah,
file
so
or
there's
something.
a subscription thing that's
Snips it.
There is
subscription
some.
benefits. Yeah.
There
I
were
don't
some I just never used.
I would just go sniffing random stuff if I were you, but
Well, that's Oliver.
uh,
So,
Create another character,
Oh,
get 1
this
week
would-
early
Respectfully,
access to books, unlocks
within
exclusive monthly
you
perks.
pick up the pouch. You were told, look at the pouch. You pick up the pouch. You're following the line. So,
Yeah, unless you plan on sharing some of your content, you don't really need to pay for anything.
You
If
hear-
read it, that's all it really
and that's the other
Okay.
two clerics, and that
We
are
don't need
holding
the
their
characters,
bags.
but yeah,
And
if you delete
Oliver's
it,
the only one
doesn't
that walked
matter.
in.
Get one early access to books, you don't need We're gonna unlock monthly perks, which isn't anything there,
Yeah.
and share
The-
for homebrew stuff.
Okay.
And that's
You hear
literally
sizzling.
$3 a month.
A month, yeah. So
And when we go,
36 years.
If
yeah.
you were
Excellent.
truly interested.
he goes,
Yeah.
now,
So if you don't
He
want
goes,
to do,
I'm